A Friday sunset of 5:20 p.m. as we look on the Marine Parkway Bridge, the sights and sounds of a day at New York City's racetrack. Welcome aboard. We are off and running on this Friday edition of Aqueduct Insider, a golden brown fast inner track. Glad you're with us. Jason Blewitt, Maggie Wolfendale, our second floor clubhouse studios. And forget about any winter doldrums, Maggie, because we charge into February, the first full weekend, on a huge foot.
Yes, we do, with stakes action not only here in New York, but abroad, as we look at California, Florida especially. So great graded stakes action moving forward into Saturday.
Yeah, a couple graded stakes on tomorrow's card here at the Big A. Obviously, the 3-year-olds on the march to the Kentucky Derby. They headline the program in the Withers, but we'll have Salute Those Amigos and Dad's Caps squaring off in the Toboggan, and abroad, heading out to the West Coast, the warmer climates that is, of Southern California. The big matchup, the Big Two, squaring off in Saturday's Grade 2 $500,000 San Pasquale. Of course, we're talking about the reigning horse of the year, California Chrome, and Shared Belief, who is nearly perfect with a lifetime record of 8 for 9.
Yeah, and we're taking a look at the very controversial Breeders' Cup Classic here as we see California Chrome on the outside, running third that day. Jay, Shared Belief checked in fourth, and I mean, we were talking about this before. We really can't find that much between the two. I mean, Shared Belief has done his running primarily out on the West Coast, and I always have a bit more respect for a horse who's done that traveling, and that's exactly what California Chrome has done.
And here's your winner of the San Pasquale, Bob Baffert. Had to scratch Bayern, or at least withdraw Bayern from consideration for the San Antonio, but you know Bob's got a deep bench, and he's got Opportunity, who was sidelined last spring with a foot injury before the Derby, and he clearly is going into the San Antonio at the top of his game.
You said it. Top of his game. Opportunity is coming off a win in the Clark handicap. Now, he doesn't have the greatest post, I think, from down on the rail there, especially when things might set up nicely for the other two as they're drawn mid-pack and outside horses. Both of them have some early kind of stalking speed.
Hey, look, 2015 is only 6 weeks old, but we dive in head first this weekend because you've got on both coasts the best handicap horses in training running. We got the action out of the way out at Santa Anita. What's going on down at Gulfstream Park? A 13-race Saturday extravaganza, of course, anchored by the Grade 1 $500,000 handicap that goes as the nightcap, race 13 of 13. We talked about Lee last night on this show. He's the defending winner, but a whole bunch of horses for Todd Pletcher are dropping out of the Clark handicap at Churchill Downs.
That's right in here, Jay, as we're checking out Protonico, running second here. He's on the outside along with Constitution. And Constitution, I mean, you want a horse for course for Gulfstream Park, it's probably him. Protonico, to me, though, of the Pletcher trio, probably has the most upside. I think his last efforts are the ones that are more favorable as opposed to Commissioner and Constitution.
Really seemed to hit his best stride throughout the second half of 2014, and I do agree, perhaps an unfinished product in Protonico. Yes. We'll see how he does against the world-class field in the Don Handicap, but you can't get away from that long arm of trainer Bob Baffert, who defeated both those horses in the Clark with Opportunity. It will be a Saturday to remember. That $500,000 cross-country guaranteed pick 4. Good stuff all around. Now, here at the Big A, we come home to the cold surroundings, the chilly Arctic-like surroundings of South Ozone Park, Queens, but the action out on the inner tomorrow will warm us up because the Withers features a very nice field, including El Kabir and his main rival, Classy Class.
He really does. As we're taking a look at Classy Class and breaking his maiden, this was going short. I think it was 6.5, and he looks so professional and so promising in here, Jay, and they asked him to take a huge step up and stretching out to the 1 1/8 Remsen in his next start. We haven't seen him since then, but he looks very promising for Kieran McLaughlin,
who's won the Withers 3 times. Alpha, Divine Park, Mr. Fantasy. Is there a fourth looming? We find out as we catch up with assistant trainer Artie Magnuson.
Here with longtime assistant for Kieran McLaughlin, Artie Magnuson, who will send out in tomorrow's Withers Classy Class from the rail. Artie, he was so professional and impressive in his debut. Was he always a horse that had a lot of potential that you felt?
Yes, he always trained pretty sharp. You never know until you run them. But he broke very well first time out, and so the second time out, we opted to stretch him out of the Remsen, which was a lot to ask. He ran very well.
And he did against the track that day, chasing 3 wide. He's been off since then. How is he doing heading into this one? He has some nice breezes.
Very well. He's doing very well. We were ready for the Jerome We had a little hiccup, unlucky. He never really lost any time, so he's ready to go.
And the inside draw, how do you feel about that?
On the inner track, always good. It's up to Irad how he plays it, but I think we'll be pretty forward, pretty sharp.
All right, Classy Class saving all the ground in tomorrow's Withers.
You need a deep bench. We know that. It's a numbers game. You need good help, and Kieran McLaughlin clearly has that.
He really does. Art Magnuson does a great job year in and year out. You always feel bad Art has to, take in the New York winters as opposed to being all warm and full of sunshine down in Florida. But he has great riders, Jay. I mean, obviously he has great owners backing him up. But Kieran, he's a great guy. He's one you want to root for.
Absolutely, and he's got that big string here in the Big Apple. That was evident in today's featured race, the 143rd running of the ladies, the inaugural running, 1868, 3 years after the Civil War. Let's do it. John Embrial's got the call as we send it up.
Inside, Penwith and Divided Attention. Shea Jolie came away racing in third. Belle Gallanty is fourth. Then Holiday's Jewel in fifth, and Moment and Dixie is the trailer. Penwith will set the pace here. It's Penwith in front by a length and a half. Divided Attention and Shea Jolie right together with Belle Gallanty on the extreme outside. They round the clubhouse turn, and Penwith is the leader by 2. Shea Jolie in between horses, Belle Gallanty on the outside, and Divided Attention now back running in fourth. Then Holiday's Jewel and Moment and Dixie, and the field has reached the backstretch. The quarter was run in 24 seconds. Penwith leads here by 3/4 of a length over Belle Gallanty. Shea Jolie is now in third, a length and a half to Moment and Dixie on the outside in fourth. Then it's Divided Attention and Holiday's Jewel, the half in 49 1/5 seconds. Penwith challenged by Belle Gallanty. Penwith holding on to the lead by a half length. Belle Gallanty on the outside. And Belle Gallanty is now right alongside of Penwith, the two of them right together rounding the far turn. Divided Attention is next in third. Then at Moment and Dixie, farther back is Holiday's Jewel, and Shea Jolie is the trailer, 3/4 in 1:14 as they come for the quarter pole. Belle Gallanty in between the stablemates. Divided Attention on the outside and Penwith down at the rail, and Divided Attention has taken the lead. Belle Gallanty back running in second. Moment and Dixie is up to third. Penwith is fourth. As they come down for the wire, it's Divided Attention, and she's going to win the ladies' handicap, drawing away at the end, 1/4. Belle Gallanty second, and Moment and Dixie finish third.
Godolphin Blue on a cold Friday here in Queens is Divided Attention, the worst-looking half, if you will, on paper. She would have been a bigger price had she not been coupled with Penwith. Regardless, she crushed the field, an easy win over Belle Gallanty.
Yeah, and it was good to see Dylan Davis pick up a stakes win here in New York. He looked good doing it. It was a great ride, a tactical kind of ride by him to get a Divided Attention stalking, relaxed, and come with a late kick. And she was pretty impressive as she drew away by about 4 or 5 at the end.
Belle Gallanty tried to stick with her inside the 8th pole. Not the same Belle Gallanty we saw through the summer into the fall. She won the Grade 1 Delaware Handicap, won the Grade 1 Beldame, was sold at Keeneland November, leased off that purchase back to Michael Dubb. Do you think she's the same filly, though, or at least mare that we saw late in 2014?
I really don't, Jay. I mean, during that time she was winning those Grade 1s, she really looked great. I mean, carried her, conditioning well, great flesh on her overall. And 2, I think she's a mare who's compromised when she can't get that lead. I mean, she can run fast and take them all the way, but she just prefers to have that bird's eye view and be out in front.
Some post-race talk. Well, some post-race talk that today's ladies might indeed be her final career start. If it is, what a way to go out with the season she had in 2014. But a man who's not retiring, in fact, a kid who's just getting started, Dylan Davis, won his first ever New York Stakes.
Here with winning rider of today's ladies handicap, it's Dylan Davis for Kieran McLaughlin aboard Divided Attention. And here, Dylan, second time aboard this filly. The extra half a furlong, 1 1/8 seemed to really help her.
Oh, definitely. I actually told Artie the first time I rode her that 1/16 of a mile, a little more distance would improve her performance. So.
And you seem to be riding a lot for Kieran and having a lot of success. What's it like having a barn with that high a profile in your back corner?
Oh, it's a great thing. It's very high profile. I try my best every time I ride for them, and I just appreciate them putting me on for every mount they give.
Well, Dylan, congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
His dad, Robbie, won this race a few times during his illustrious career, and you talk about a likable young man. You've got one here in Dylan Davis.
And it's so funny how the whole family are so much alike. They look alike, their mannerisms are alike, and they're such nice people. So it was really good to see Dylan in the winner's circle for the ladies handicap today.
You'll never forget the 143rd ladies on a day. I don't think the mercury rose above 25, but that being said, we've got a lot more coming your way. It's all about a look back at the Pick 6 carryover and a look ahead to Saturday's card. Stay tuned here on MSG Plus. Getting a bit darker outside. That soft light late on this Friday card here at the Big A. In fact, the Friday card over and done with at 4:30. We accelerated post times once again because of the frigid temperatures, but a good crowd on track here at Aqueduct, and we thank all our fans out there in simulcast world as well. And always nice to start, no matter what time of the year, a card with the 3-year-old maiden special weight.
Oh, I love it. And a lot of these higher profile trainers are keeping their good, just turned 3-year-olds here. It's really promising. Kieran's doing it, Chad's doing it, Todd's doing it. So I like to see that.
And without further ado, we've got Chad's stable, Chad Brown, in fact, 3 to 5, 4 to 5, as we get to Fridays first with Johnny I in the booth.
And they're off. Little Lady Big Purse from the outside. Ring Knocker is up close. Perfectly Mine is down at the rail. Alliteration has moved off the inside and is moving up towards the outside as they go into the clubhouse turn. Little Lady Big Purse with the lead. Alliteration moves to second. Ring Knocker is third, and Silent Ronin is alongside in fourth. A break of 3 to Perfectly Mine in fifth, and 2 more to Say Sin Sin, who trails the field in sixth. And now they're on the backstretch, the quarter 1 and 25 and 1. Little Lady Big Purse challenged here by Alliteration. Alliteration a half length off the lead. Silent Ronin is on the outside in third. Then Ring Knocker running in fourth, 3 lengths from the front. At the back are Perfectly Mine and Say Sin Sin. Little Lady Big Purse down at the rail has the lead over the favorite Alliteration, but the lead is now just ahead. Little Lady Big Purse and Alliteration now on even terms. Silent Ronin on the outside is moving up. Now Alliteration takes the lead. Little Lady Big Purse has dropped back. It's Alliteration by a head. And on the outside is Silent Ronin in second. A break of 3. Say Sin Sin has moved into third. Perfectly Mine now in fourth. And Ring Knocker, Little Lady Big Purse, back to last. The field is at the top of the stretch. And it's Alliteration with a 2-length lead over Silent Ronin. Say Sin Sin on the outside. Alliteration in front now by almost 4. Say Sin Sin moves into second. And Silent Ronin is back running in third. It's Alliteration. She's 3 to 5, and she's won the opener. Say Sin Sin was second, then Silent Ronin and Ring Knocker.
We're used to seeing those blue and orange silks of owner Martin Schwartz winning big races on the turf with fillies and mares. Not the case in Friday's first, but he's got a good filly here. Alliteration by Congrats.
Yeah, the scenery is a bit different, to say the least. There's no green whatsoever on that screen right there. But Alliteration, she was a filly who showed promise in her debut. I actually talked to Cherie DeVoe before that 6-furlong debut race, which was in the slop, to be forgiving of her. And she thought she would need more ground, and she did like her, so it'll be interesting to see where she goes from here.
And this looked like a Maggie Wolfendale, ice cold, lined up perfectly, 3 to 5 over 44 to 1. But a good effort from Silent Ronin, who really tried to force the pace on the turn.
Yeah, she did. I think that she's found the right trip going along here. Maybe she's not quite a maiden special weight type filly. Maybe she just needs to develop more. But it was good to see, your kind of inclination prove slightly right.
I think third time out. No, this was her third start time today, right? We'll get the money 4th time out, 5-6 to 1 for Mike Wilson in her next start. And for us, well, a shorter price looms with Percussion, who was way the horse to beat on paper. He's a stick as we get back to Johnny I for the call of race number 4.
And they're off. Conspiracy breaks well from that inside post. Percussion now moves up, as does Chief Energy. Rockford's on the extreme outside, then He's So Fine. As they race for the turn, it's Percussion and Chief Energy, and those two are heads apart for the lead. Rockford is third. Conspiracy, who broke well, is now back in fourth, and He's So Fine is the trailer. They're heading for the backstretch. Percussion leads here by a head. Chief Energy on the outside is now right alongside of Percussion. The two of them heads apart for the lead, and they've got 4 lengths on the other 3. Conspiracy, He's So Fine, and Rockford. As they continue up the backstretch, a battle up front. Chief Energy on the outside and Percussion down at the rail. Nothing between them. The half in 48 2/5 seconds and less than a half mile to the finish. He's So Fine races in between horses in third. Rockford's on the outside and Conspiracy down at the rail. Into the far turn now. It's Percussion and Chief Energy, and they remain right together. And now the others are closing in. He's So Fine just in behind. Rockford on the outside. Conspiracy will need some racing room. 3/4 in 1:14 2 as they come into the stretch. Here comes He's So Fine on the outside. Now to take the lead. Percussion, Chief Energy, back second and third. Conspiracy moves up on the outside. It's He's So Fine with the lead. Conspiracy into second. Then Percussion and Chief Energy. He's So Fine. And he was really fine today. Won by 3.5. Conspiracy second. Then Percussion, Chief Energy, and Rockford.
Sharp effort here from He's So Fine, and he was helped out along with Conspiracy when Percussion was not given an easy lead.
No, he wasn't. Percussion was hounded all the way, and He's So Fine really just had a nice trip, for their foes to face. He had a bit of an easy time of it, but he's also really stepped up his game and going first time out for Chris Englehart from Ramon Preciado. I was skeptical of taking that kind of step up, and he proved me wrong, and he was pretty good.
That's all right. Scored much the best. Second choice, 8-5, 9 or 5 or so in race number 4. One winning favorite through the first half of this card, alliteration in the opener for Chad Brown. How did the other short prices do? Let's find out as we get to the remainder of Friday's Pick 6 carryover.
Dinner Time on the outside now takes the lead from Quality Callin. Dinner Time narrowly. Quality Callin. Jacopo gains down at the rail and False Positive in with a chance on the outside. Here comes False Positive up to challenge Dinner Time. Jacopo at the rail and Quality Callin is there, and False Positive has taken over the lead, and we've got an upset winner here. False Positive at 11:01. Dinner Time was second. Close for third. Quality Callin, and to Aaron again. With Moon Silver towards the inside, it's Officer Mahaffey. And coming on through is Thug Daddy. Then it's Yes, I'm True. Hard Fast Cash has a commanding lead with just the 16th to the finish. Hard Fast Cash by 5. Thug Daddy continues to gain, but Hard Fast Cash has won it. 3 lengths at the end. Thug Daddy was second. Then Yes, I'm True and Officer on to the lead here. Go On Darling in front by 3. Road a Rendezvous in second. Patria Querida under the whip on the outside. Then Munning's Got Music. Coral Beach is now gaining ground down at the rail. Go On Darling with a 16th of the finish has lost the lead to Coral Beach, who comes through down at the rail. Coral Beach the winner. Patria Querida got up for second. And then it was close for third between Go On Darling and Munnings. Comes into the stretch. Energetico, a narrow advantage over Attractive Ride. Energetico, the leader. Attractive Ride battles on down towards the rail. Then it's Risk Management and Phrasal. And now Energetico has drawn clear. Energetico, full of energy as they come for the wire. Risk Management got up for second. Attractive Ride was third and Phrasal fourth. Stretch. El Viejo Verde is the one to catch in front here by 2 lengths. You're the King Jimmy all out in second. Our Posse on the outside in third. A late run here from Our Cardinal 1 out in the middle of the track, and Our Cardinal 1 is coming on. El Viejo Verde, here's Our Cardinal 1 to go by them all. Our Cardinal 1 won it by almost 3 lengths. Looked like El Viejo Verde did hold on for second.
10-horse field in the Friday nightcap, Maggie. Half were covered in the pick six, half were not. The $46 upset winner, our Cardinal, won. Well, he was number one at the finish line, but he wasn't covered in the pick six. We'll talk more about the carryover, double carryover in a second. But we will take 3 looks at the Friday finale because there was a lot going on. First of which, let's get to the start of this race, the ISO start, because our Cardinal 1 was completely sloughed out of the gate. There were a number of horses who came over and bumped each other. Keep your eye on him. He's the number 5, and boy, oh boy, did he have a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, I mean, him and the George Weaver horse in here really took the worst of it. But Jeremy Rose was confident, just kind of let him shuffle back and came with a huge run, had him wide, had him out in the clear, and he did all the running late. And he really got the worst of it, though, at the break.
Absolutely. And Fortunate Sky, who's now 3rd on the rail in the pink cap there. I mean, he stumbled after the break, was sandwiched as well, and he was the horse, the hot firster coming up from Florida, have been trading down at Palm Beach Downs. But it's never over until it's over, and never say quit. And here comes the 5, our Cardinal 1, taking advantage of a hot pace. And you actually like the way this horse looked in the paddock second time out.
Yeah, I did.
What'd you like?
I love the way this horse walked, and I liked that in his first start as well. He just didn't look quite as fit as you'd like to see him. And today he was more tucked up. Bruce looked as though he had him more together this time around. So I liked him, but I didn't think he'd be 23-1 though. So yeah, I got paid.
And no surprises, $46, winning, overcoming that adversity. He's today's Frost Giant New York bred standout on this card. Real fast, what can you tell from a horse's gait just walking in the paddock?
You can tell a lot sometimes. It depends also what they're walking on. We have rubber bricks in here, and some horses really like that kind of springiness of it, and he did. He has that nice marching, really overstriding, and I love to see that with the horse. Overstriding, which, you know, when their front foot leaves the ground, that hind foot comes up and completely eclipses it by, you know, 1 or 2 hoof prints. So I like that. It shows they have a lot of reach and a lot of power from behind.
All right, some good stuff. Bruce Brown, Jeremy Rose, by the way, your winning connections. Gelding by Montbrook at the big price in the nightcap. 47 large is the carryover into Saturday's program as we take a look at the rider standings. Young Colony, but a talented Colony.
Yeah, Ortiz boys are holding it down at the top as Jose is 10 in front of older brother Irad. And Irad hasn't been here, I don't think, as many days, so I'm willing to forgive him. He's always coming with a late run as far as the standings are concerned, and their friend Manny Franco rounds things out.
And a whole bunch of trainers won races on today's card. This was a Friday program with a ton of shippers from the Mid-Atlantic. David Jacobson, however, atop the standings with 20 victories, but hot on his heels, Linda Rice.
Linda's having a great meet, and she's really spotting her horse as well. Gary Gullo, though, he's on fire and really hitting at a high percentage clip.
And I like the work Byron Hughes has done running the Todd Pletcher Shed Row at Belmont Park. They had a win today. Coral Beach, who was quite good, taking race number 5. David Jacobson, well, he comes at you in both categories, trainers and owner standings, and he's got 9, as does Rapoli Stable, at a big win first off the claim, false positive with Bruce Levine.
You don't usually see a Rapoli horse at 11-1, and false positive really stepped up off the claim for Bruce. 25
on the nose in race number 2. As we look at the claims on this chilly Friday afternoon, a couple claims out of the second race. The winner, false positive, was not claimed, but look at that Fortunate Sky, who spent the winter, at least the early portion, down at Palm Beach Downs. The word was out, and they jumped in.
Yeah, I mean, his pedigree was beaming off the page as far as the firsters were concerned. And interesting, Gary Gullo takes Bert Stone back out of the second.
It's a Big A Saturday preview. 2 graded stakes, El Kabir against Classy Class. All that and more when we come back here on Insider. Saturday preview. It's the Grade 3 Toboggan. A look back December 26th in the Gravesend. Salute those amigos. Got there in the blue cap down on the rail.
This was impressive. Irad actually losing his stick. You're going to see him right there start to go to the hand on the shoulder as he rallies from the inside, which usually we see him with an outside run. I thought this was an impressive effort. This horse is just in tip-top form right now.
Dad's Caps, Meanwater Rose, who were second and third respectively, will try to turn the tables on Salute Those Amigos. Looks like a tall order, but you are dealing with the Grade 1 winner here at the Big A in Dad's Caps, who stole the Carter last April. What do you think with him getting the blinkers on?
Right, so they're trying to get him to the lead. He does have some speed around him that it's going to make it tough. I mean, you have Green Grotto, who seems to always be on the lead. He's a bit of an overachieving type, but it seems as though with that equipment adjustment, they are intent on getting the lead.
And here's a horse in raging career form. Double down again. On this day was the number 6 for Michelle Nevin. He has just underscored the kind of run and the kind of job she is currently on.
Yeah, taking this horse and really resurrecting his career, actually making a career of Double Down again. He's doing so well. He is coming off a bit of a break, so this is a real acid test for him if he can take the step up and face stakes horses.
He'll go from an ear inside post. Salute those amigos. Your even money favorite on the line. We'll see if Dad's Caps can turn it around. He was pretty much co-favorite in the Gravesend. A disappointing effort the day after Christmas. A bit later, though, 17 Kentucky Derby points up for grabs in the co-featured Grade 3 Withers. El Kabir rated successfully, and he goes from the outside in the field of 7.
This was really a tour de force kind of effort because he was completely taken out of his game, having to break from the outside, and he had speed horses as well. So Chucky had to bide his time, keep him content, and really, I mean, he hammered it home. But this quality of this field, I think, comes into question.
It's a better group that he's facing tomorrow, hands down. Couple maiden winners, and of course, Classy Class, who travels just so efficiently and beautifully. You could see him powering away in his 6.5 furlong career debut, and he seems at least going in the main danger.
You said it, Jay. I really love the way this horse does get over the racetrack, and as a horse that I really liked. But I think last time, though he was a part of the pace and you wanted to have that going back to that Remsen day, he was chasing outside, and I think the rail was best.
Todd Pletcher has left a strong string in the Big Apple, as Maggie noted, and one of those nice maidens, or a maiden no more, first out winner in Far From Over, a $500,000 yearling purchase, who was very game. He's on the rail, and he just refuses to lose.
He was resolute in winning this one here. I mean, swapping back leads, he just looks like a competitor to me, and I really like that quality in a racehorse. And not to take anything away from Tensender for George Weaver, who, ran all over New York breds and breaking his maiden. I think this horse really does have the quality to face open company.
Many plot lines on display tomorrow in our co-featured Withers. And how about a Paddock Insider on display? What's the move tomorrow?
We're taking a look at race number 2. It is a maiden claiming for these 3-year-olds. We're going a mile and looking at Hollywood Angel for Bruce Brown in here. Had to run over a sloppy track, gets Lasix now in his 5th start of his career. I think he ran his best effort going long. He looks like a horse physically that wants as much distance as he can get. And I think the favorites are fairly vulnerable.
Yeah, there's a couple of shaky, short-priced horses in that race. One of them, that loss for Todd Pletcher at around even money at Gulfstream, is going off a trader change to Carlos Martin, who does a great job. But I concur that we have some shaky favorites in race number 2. Not a shaky co-host. Thank you for tuning in. Great job. Good times as always. We'll have the Saturday recap 6 p.m. on Aqueduct Insider right here on MSG Plus. Have a great weekend at Aqueduct.